violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
And frustrated, school leaders promise swift change after 2 students are stabbed inside a Fulton County high school. It happened Wednesday at Banneker High School in Union City.
Woo! 2 people stabbed. And we talk about school shootings, but school stabbings? And I've done my research on Banneker High School. It's in Fulton County. Majority Super Gremlin school, 95%. And I talk about the bullying that goes on in black schools. It's like no other. It really is, because it's constant, and now it goes on to social media. And at this point, it's stabbing, but who's to say that next time it won't be a shooting? Like, these kids are really beefing on a high level, and once it plays out on social media, it's OV.
Rebecca Schramm live outside the school right now. And Rebecca, both the principal and Fulton County school superintendent vowing to do something about this.
Yeah, and you know what, Karen, I've been watching as Fulton County police cars are coming and going from campus, and off camera, some students are telling me they're seeing security officers on every hallway in case something else goes down.
So they brought in more police. So we went from defund the police to defund the police got so bad that they have to bring in more police into the schools on every hall. This is crazy, man, because all of this chaos was orchestrated. It's got to be something bigger, man. It really does, because woo, it's getting bad.
I prefer my son to be in school, but also concerned about his safety.
You can almost sense the tension at Banneker High School one day after a brawl that ended with 2 students being stabbed, 3 taken into custody, and 2 arrested. The bloody incident was so alarming, the whole school went into lockdown, and students started calling their parents.
I just threw my groceries in the house and ran out the door and came up here.
I do still have my concerns as a dad.
This father was skeptical about his daughter returning.
The school handled it pretty well.
Were you worried when you heard?
Once they apprehended him, I felt relief.
In response to the violence, Fulton County School Superintendent Dr. Mike Looney says he's requesting to hire 10 additional campus security associates. He placed the school on restrictive movement for 48 hours. He also plans to create a task force to develop strategies and to partner with the community to address the issues that lead to disruptions at school.
And that's good. They're hiring more security. That's gonna keep it at bay, definitely. Maybe get some metal detectors, right? Because it's gotten so bad. If they're sneaking knives into the school, they can probably sneak guns into the school. I don't think they want to go ahead and bring the metal detectors in, though, because it makes it seem like they're in prison and all this kind of stuff. Look. At the end of the day, go with the see-through bags, all that. Uniforms, if you have to. You got to change the way that these kids are behaving, and you got to put in strict discipline. Like, a lot of these schools just need to turn into straight-up military schools where they, boom, first thing they do in the morning is working out. So they get all that energy out. But, you know, that's more resources and all kind of stuff. I don't know. Y'all hit me with some solutions in the comments.
Banneker's principal sent a reminder to students and parents if they get word something bad is about to happen, they can submit tips anonymously through the school district's website.
I have a lot of confidence in the principal, and so I think that he's going to do what he can to keep them safe.
I think yesterday was just an incident that was kind of isolated from something that stemmed outside of school. So I think they'll do what they're supposed to do. They've been pretty good so far about it.
I just explained to her today that if you see somebody fighting, you run to the teacher in the classroom away from the fight. You never run to a fight.
And she's teaching her well. She's teaching her well, and that will serve you well in the real world too. Like if you see a fight, a bar fight, whatever, look, man, these dudes be pulling out straps nowadays. Like, you better be careful. And that's the best advice. If you see a fight, run the other way.
A no incident, because that's very dangerous.
Yeah, she's right about that. I'm learning at least one of the injured students was reportedly not the intended target. I'm working to find out when the incident report will be released on this, and we'll have updates as they come in. Live in Union City, Rebecca Schramm, CBS 46 News.
All right.
A school shaken by violence, leaving students frightened. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Jennifer Bellamy. Ron Jones has the night off. 2 students are still recovering after being stabbed at Banneker High School last week. The violence top of mind tonight at a town hall meeting at the school. Parents and administrators having a chance to listen to each other about what needs to happen here. The meeting taking place at South Fulton's, that school there, and that's where we find our John Sherrick tonight for us live. John?
Banneker's principal says this was just the first of a series of town hall meetings to come up with the cures for the kind of violence too many schools are facing, including Banneker last week.
Too many Super Gremlin schools. You know, and I went to a majority black school, and I had a good experience, but there was a lot of bullying, a lot of fights. I just wasn't the one being picked on, so not every kid in the school is gonna get picked on, but if you are one of those kids who are getting picked on, bro, you're getting joned on. I'm talking about joned on all day, physically assaulted. It'll be some abnormal stuff too, but it's crazy, man. It is crazy. And these dudes bringing knives and guns, like, they kind of up the scale, right? It's next level bullying for real.
A chance for parents to ask questions, demand answers less than a week after 2 Banneker High School students were attacked inside the school and stabbed and wounded. 3 students were taken into custody. At this town hall meeting at Banneker, parents who did show up told the principal and superintendent and others.
You hear that? Parents who did show up. I mean, this auditorium should be full. It should be full. Like, your kids are out of control, and we got empty seats. But let this have been a protest. See, we don't want to do the work, and that's parenting. That's making sure your kid isn't one of those kids who is disrupting class and causing fights. So the school is in big trouble because you got students bringing knives. Next time it's guns. And you'll be next on the list for school shootings. And you got empty seats in this auditorium. Yeah, you need officers on every block, in every classroom, making sure kids get into class, all that. That's the immediate solution. Then you can work on all the programs and all that kind of stuff.
Parents who did show up told the principal and superintendent and others that extra security and more programs to help troubled teens will fail if they don't find ways to involve more of the parents who did not show up here.
I'm out here in this community every day. I know these kids in this community, they cry to me. Until you come to the connection with our parents, it's not gonna work.
And, you know, a lot of people are going to be like, well, why are you talking about the black schools, this, that, and third? This is a mother saying it. Everybody can relate, especially if you're in Atlanta. She's a Falcons fan. She's pleading, telling you that these parents are not involved. She says some of these kids come in to her and complain to her because a lot of these parents are not involved. And I'm telling you right now that it's gonna get worse, not better. Especially with the turnout in this meeting.
Of more of the parents who did not show up here.
I'm out here in this community every day. I know these kids in this community, they cry to me. Until you come to the connection with our parents, it's not gonna work.
Administrators described initiatives already underway, such as trying to train more students in conflict resolution.
Nah, that ain't gonna work. Trash. Conflict resolution training. This is crazy. This is crazy. You're gonna get some of these other students shot for trying to be the hero. Cause it's gonna turn into gunplay quickly.
To prevent violence, Travis Barber, glad to hear that.
Preventing conflict, that's the key. That's gonna be the beautiful thing about it. Once we get the right people in here to teach these courses to these kids.
And parents like Romenta Carwell even urge
back to the basics. I mean, you can't even get in the curriculum. You got to go back to the basics on this is how you conduct yourself. This is how you avoid a fight. I mean, we are so broken, man, as a people. We really, this is just a microcosm of the issue. And it starts with the kids. It starts in the schools. It starts with the parents. But I don't see this issue coming to resolve anytime soon. Unless, like, on a mass. In this school, yeah, boom, throw in more security officers. Put them in the classrooms now. That's how you solve that.
Urged administrators to expand the curriculum to help students who just want high school to teach them how to get and keep a job and support themselves after graduation.
So they'll know that what you're getting here is important and you need to learn this stuff before you move on to the next stage of your life.
John, it sounds like parents, administrators, and police are focused on a child's entire life here, not just them being policed in the schools.
That's exactly the focus, and Banneker's principal is planning 2 more town halls for next week for students and for parents, and more after that in March, and more after that to come up with community-wide solutions.
John, thank you.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.